Hi everybody, welcome to week 5. Thank you for your patience for last week. While I was on vacation, hopefully I was still able to respond to everyone in a timely manner, but I know it was a little slower than usual. But it was great work done last week. As I graded on Saturday, I was just reflecting that you're doing so many people are just catching on. I know it was pretty confusing in the beginning what was expected of you, the kind of assignments you're doing, but it really seems like for a lot of people right now it's starting to flow, and I hope that's the way you feel too. I know there's still some that are struggling to catch on. That's totally fine. Let me know. I want to help you get there. But I think for the majority, hopefully it feels a little more comfortable for you. Because of that, I'm not going to go as detailed into every aspect of the lesson because it doesn't change so much every week. Initially, you always have some material to read, videos to watch, and then you take a quiz to test your comprehension on it. And then you start your discussion board. The instructions are there of what you need to be able to post. And then eventually you'll post your responses. Make sure there's always 3 responses to post to your classmates. You do your gathering, your attendance report. You teach a friend. All those things are pretty standard now from here out for the rest of the semester. The content changes, but the nature of the assignment stays the same. So that's why I'm not going to dive into each one individually. The one assignment that does tend to change is the application activity each week. It can be very different one week to the next. So it's one I want you to pay particular attention to. Make sure you read every detail, and before you submit your final document, every single part of it is there. Last week we had a few people who did a great job on part 1 but didn't do parts 2 or 3. So I just want to make sure you're not losing out on those points or the experience. As well, that's going to be the area I'll probably focus on each week unless something major changes or you let me know I need to cover more. I'll mostly focus on the application activity to make it as clear for you as I possibly can. So this week, what you're focusing on is a lot of self-discovery. It's assessing your strengths, your interests, your likes, both academically and professionally, to hopefully guide you in terms of your education and also your career path. And so I hope it's a very practical lesson that will be useful whether you are looking for employment or currently in employment and be able to assess some of these aspects of it. So the application activity is kind of the summary of this, and I'll just kind of take you through these instructions a little bit. Do let me know if you have any questions. So to start off, you have a talk by President Monson about planning your life with purpose. And that's what this assignment is geared towards. So you're going to be doing some research about various occupations, and hopefully that will be helpful regardless if you're in a position now or looking for one. I hope that'll be helpful. So step 1 is to do some research. So you're going to look about 2 careers, and you're going to do some research about 2 potential careers. And it gives you some links here to different resources that you can access to do the research part of it. Then you're going to open up the Word document and answer some questions. Notice right here, it kind of depends which questions you do. In this first situation, if you're currently already in a career, then you're going to answer these first 6 questions and then answer these 5 questions about a different career than you're currently in. That hopefully makes sense. Now, if you're currently not in a career, you're not going to answer these first 6 questions, but you are going to answer these last 5 questions 2 times for 2 different careers that you've explored. So if that makes sense, if you have a career, you just answer all of the questions once. If you don't have a career, you just answer the last 5 questions twice, once for each job. So a lot of it's just going to help you look at pay, work environment, education needed. Once again, really practical stuff. So make sure you've answered each question the number of times. As always, as I like to stress, the amount of work you produce shows me the amount of effort and thought. There's no other way I can assess it. So make sure your answers are in-depth, paragraphs are longer, not just single sentences, and that will show me you're really putting the necessary effort in to earn good grades on this as well. So once you do that, make sure you're saving in Word. We've had a couple of people try to submit in other formats, and that's been a problem, so make sure you are saving as a Word file. Submit those in. And like last week, I would start early on this. I know it says post-gathering, but I really would highly recommend you do this one starting soon this week, because it's going to take a little bit of time to do the research, write good responses, work on it throughout the week. I think that's just a good approach on this. Everything else should be pretty straightforward. I will be here. I'm responsive. I'm going to be back into the discussion boards this week and participating with you. Let me know if there's anything I can do to better support you. Just know I think you're doing a great job, and I'm proud of all the work that you're doing.